What?
No, I'm just nothing. I'm just
Why
agreeing with you.
laughing?
I'm not laughing. I'm just like
I heard you go. Like you're laughing at me. You're like.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just breathing hard. Oh gosh. Hey guys, it's BentLeey.
So as you guys can tell from the title of this video, we will be sharing with you guys 20 tips to get you to and through Thailand. This is the wrap up to our Thailand series, so make sure you guys check out those videos if you haven't already.
They'll be down in the description box below.
Yes. So this was our first time in Thailand together, but my third time being there. And even though it was my third time being there, these are tips that some of these tips I didn't know prior to this trip that we went together. So we hope that these are tips that you'll find super helpful to get you to and through Thailand.
And yes, of course, so this is going to be based off of our experience, and so we're here in the United States, so it may or may not apply to you, but nonetheless we think that these tips are still essential when you are in Thailand and preparing before you even take that flight to Thailand.
Alright guys, so we have a couple tips that will help you prior to going to Thailand. So these are before you go to Thailand. Make sure you follow these tips.
Alright, so we'll jump right into it. Tip number 1, and the most crucial, is take care of your passport before anything.
Yes, the passport is super important. We actually got stuck in Chicago because of Ben's passport. When you're traveling internationally, you want to make sure that your passport doesn't expire 6 months from the day you come back. Not from the day you leave for your trip, but the day you come back from the trip, your passport cannot expire 6 months from that day. So really make sure you check your dates, your expiration date on your passport and get that in order, because it is not a fun price to pay.
It is not. And if you guys are a little bit confused about that, I'll give you an example. Say you're coming back home January 1st, 2020. Your passport cannot expire before June 1st, 2020, if that makes sense. Yeah?
Yes. Alright guys, so tip number 2, make sure you guys get your shots. Especially if you guys are traveling for 2 or more weeks, I would say get your shots. I mean, definitely talk to your doctor and see what they recommend. But we were gone for 3 weeks?
Like 3 weeks.
3-4 weeks. And we definitely got our shots. Make sure you get your shots. Depending where you're going to be. If you're going to be more in the city, you don't have to worry too much, especially if you're not going to be there for too long. But if you are going to go out to like more of like the rural areas and you're going to spend time in more of in the country.
There's lots of mosquitoes.
Doctors definitely recommend that you get your shots. So get your shots.
Tip number 3, get your phone unlocked. You can either get your phone unlocked so that you can buy a SIM card over in Thailand. They have a lot of vendors and booths in the airport where you can buy SIM cards, and so you can just once your phone is unlocked, you can just plop it in there and you're good to go. Alright
guys, so for tip number 4, this is a pretty cool tip that I did not know prior to this trip. And that is that Thailand loves crispy, fresh US dollar or US bills. Yeah, so just go to the bank, a couple of days before and go to the bank and just tell them you want nice, crisp $100 bills. They'll hate you for it because whenever it goes into the money machine, it gets stuck. But tell them you want crisp $100 bills and $50 bills too if you want. The larger bills, like the $50 bills and the $100 bills, have more value in Thailand. So the reason why we say that you should bring large bills like the $50 bill and the $100 bill is because if you go and exchange like $1 from the $1 bill to the $20 bill, you only get around like 28 baht per $1. And so, but if you exchange $50 and the $100 bills, you'll get like per $1, it'll be 30 baht. So I don't know if it makes sense, but hopefully
It does. Because that's really important. All we gotta say is just bring large bills.
When you exchange it, you get more for your money than
Yes.
you do when you give them the smaller bills.
Smaller bills, yep. So tip number 5 is take the time before you even go to Thailand to learn the numbers, because it's really important to learn the numbers, because you're essentially, whenever you get into like tuk-tuks or like taxis, or if like you're trying to bargain for things, it just makes it a lot easier if you just learn the numbers.
Learn the numbers and you'll be able to probably negotiate or, you know, bargain a lot easier too. Okay, so for tip number 6, pack light. I know this is crazy and I definitely did not pack light on this trip, but I definitely did not pack light, but I think I found myself just like wearing a lot more comfortable clothes because it does get warm. So I wore like a lot of like really light clothes, nothing too crazy, especially in the city. Unless I was like going out to dinner, I did like pack some like nice clothes. But other than that, you're going to want to be comfortable. You're going to want to wear like, you know, the least amount of clothes because it gets really hot. And then on top of that, there are a bunch of, you know, you're going to want to buy a lot of stuff. Like I bought a lot of stuff, and so you can like buy a duffel bag there, especially if you like end up buying clothes there, or buying, you know, anything there. You can always just like buy a duffel bag and put all your new stuff in there coming home.
The reason why we say to pack light, and this leads us to tip number 7, is because you can make use of their laundry system in Thailand, and it is really good. It's not like over here in the States. They do have places where you can wash your own clothes. They have so many places where you can just drop off your luggage. Say if you don't have time, you can just drop off your luggage and they will do your laundry for you. They like wash it, dry it, and they even fold it for you, which is super nice. So, you know, like,
and it's fairly cheap as well. Just know that you can do laundry and you don't have to worry about, you know, bringing a piece of clothes or 2 pieces of clothes for every single day that you're there. All right, so moving on to tip number 8. So number 8 is to download the Grab app before you get to Thailand. It is something that we found ourselves using a lot. Although there are like tuk-tuks and like the red trucks, you know, it was just like sometimes easier because the Grab app can take you like to and from exactly where you need to go. Whereas sometimes like tuk-tuks don't know where they're taking you, or like you need to know like a super monumental place in order for them to take you there. Whereas the Grab app, it like pinpoints where you are and then where to drop you off.
just like Uber, you know?
Yeah,
it's
just like Uber. And I will say like the tuk-tuks and the red trucks are definitely something to experience, but the Grab app was also really helpful, especially if you're doing a lot in one day. It can get you a lot faster to like where you need to go. Tip number 9. So for number 9, we have fanny packs and backpack. This is going to be super helpful. Make sure you guys pack, or like when you're packing, make sure you guys bring a backpack and then have a fanny pack or something you can do like crossbody or around your waist. This would just be easier like when you're trying to pay, because sometimes it can be super hectic, and then also like just keeping your personal belongings like closer to you, because
in front of you
sometimes
also.
Because it's so touristy, you're gonna find yourself in a lot of like crowds, and so it's better to just have that fanny pack closer to you, but then also like having that backpack for water and napkins or any other things that you might need for you like on the go during the day, especially because it does get really hot. So yes, have a fanny pack and a backpack.
Yes.
Okay, so we have taken you guys through everything you need to know before you get to Thailand. And so let's move into what you're gonna need to know to get you through Thailand.
You have landed and we are giving you the tips.
Yes.
For when you're going through Thailand.
So the tip number 10, so we're moving to tip number 10, we're just continuing. Internet hub or pocket Wi-Fi is what they kind of refer it to. And that is this little guy right here. This is what we got when we were in Thailand. We did mention the unlocking your phone and getting a SIM card. That's one option, But the option that we opted for on this trip was pocket Wi-Fi. We didn't have to unlock our phones, and we didn't have to worry about like taking out our SIM card and putting in a new one.
Right.
We just got the pocket Wi-Fi, and we turned it on, and then everywhere we went, we were able to have Wi-Fi with us and connect with each other and contact each other.
Yep, and it was unlimited too. Whenever we got the SIM card, it was unlimited. I think when we got this, it was like what, 2,000 baht?
A little under 2,000 baht.
A little under 2,000 baht. So that's like what, $60 for unlimited Wi-Fi. And this is really helpful because you won't have to worry about, you know, like you running out of data or anything like that, because you will be using the Grab app that we told you guys to download. You can find this pocket Wi-Fi. We found it in a mall. It was like a tech mall, but I think any mall that has like the tech store or whatever, they should have the pocket Wi-Fi. It's pretty popular. So. Yeah, and this brand is we don't know if you guys can see it, but it's AIS 4G pocket Wi-Fi. Really useful. All right, and we're moving on to tip number 11. And so you are at the airport, and you know there's a lot of these exchange, like you can exchange your money. You want to exchange a little bit at these exchange booths at the airport, but the majority of the money that you want to exchange when you're exchanging it, you want to do it at the bank because they have a better exchange rate at the banks. This leads us to tip number 12. You actually need your passport sometimes when you exchange money.
Yes, so make sure you guys are carrying your passport with you because they will ask for your passport every time you're exchanging money. And so don't leave it in the hotel or anything like that. Always have it with you, especially if you know you're going to need to exchange money throughout the day. Tip number 13, beware of scams. This one, we did not personally experience this, but we were like extra careful. And all the times that I've been in Thailand, I haven't been in anything that like, you know, any situations that really like scared me or anything like that. But you know, you gotta just be careful. Like it's a very big tourist country, and so you know, people are gonna want to veer you off or take you on, you know, different ventures, and so you're gonna want to just make sure like don't let them like haggle you, or don't let them you know, try to like get you to go on some tour that you don't know about or that you didn't do prior research to. I mean, if that's your vibe, by all means, do it.
If you're spontaneous, do it. But
just be careful. I will say, like, when you're bargaining or when you're shopping, they have a lot of the things that you find at one market, you can probably find at another market. So don't buy something the first time that you see it and you really like it, because the chances of it being somewhere else and you being able to bargain it for cheaper somewhere else will most likely happen. Yeah, be careful of scams. And
it can be scary. I didn't even think about it, but this tip number 13 for like Friday the 13th, I didn't even think about it, but wow.
Okay, babe.
Tip number 14 is to stay hydrated and buy loads and loads of water from 7-Eleven.
Yeah, so if you've ever been to Thailand, if you've never been to Thailand, there are 7-Elevens just about everywhere. Anywhere you go, sometimes there are 7-Elevens like next to each other or like across the street from each other. So they are literally everywhere. Make sure you guys get water from 7-Elevens. That's where we got water a lot of the times.
Oh yeah.
It's really cheap for like a super big bottle. It's like 14 baht. And you can use that to carry around with you.
That's why we say carry a backpack, because you're going to be stuffing like 2 of them because you are going to be thirsty. It is super hot. And pro tip is if you're looking for AC because it's super hot over there, just step into a 7-Eleven.
Yes, that's true.
Oh my god,
yes,
it's a lifesaver.
7-Elevens have very, very super good AC.
This next one is really important, and another reason why we say carry a backpack is you would want to carry napkins, baby wipes, and like toilet paper.
Yes.
And no, this is not for babies, this is for yourself, because oh my god, you're like
You never
just need
know
it.
what you're gonna get in terms of toiletries in Thailand and then in terms of like their bathrooms.
Right.
So you always just gotta be prepared, have toilet paper because you never know when they're not gonna have toilet paper. I would say like 50% of the time there wasn't toilet paper. Or
Yeah.
a little bit more than 50% of the time there wasn't
it's just
toilet paper.
it's just the hose.
It's
that
just
they use.
the hose that they use.
Yes. So
And that's their norm. But you know, for you, your norm, if that's what you need for yourself, get toilet paper. Baby wipes are super helpful, especially for like eating. I just like to like clean my hands afterwards because there's really, especially if you're doing street food, there's nowhere for you to really wash your hands.
Yeah, they don't really have a restroom for you to go and like wash your hands. So baby wipes is really good. Maybe some Germex if you can buy some Germex too. It'll be, you just want to stay clean.
Okay, so that takes us to tip number 16, which is toilet or using the bathroom. There are no public bathrooms. Like, you have to pay to use the bathrooms. And so if you need to use the bathroom, always have like either 10 baht or 15 baht. So always carry like a little bit of the change that you get from like shopping or whatever. Keep it with you because you will need that change to be able to use the bathroom. There's usually always someone sitting outside the bathroom and charging you like 10 baht to use the bathroom. Be prepared, and especially if you get the runs or
you're gonna get the runs.
If you're gonna get a little bit, you might experience like getting a little bit of the runs, especially if you're like out in the markets and stuff like that.
Right.
Or if you've been eating street food, sometimes you can get the runs. And so having that 10 baht while you're trying to rush into the toilet will be super helpful because they will stop you.
Right.
Yeah.
Tip number 17 is restaurant foods are okay. Aim for street food. It's just, I don't know. It just feels like every time we ate at a restaurant, it just didn't feel like it was as flavorful or the food wasn't as good as street food. And the reason why I say stay away from restaurant food is not just because it's not nearly as good as street food, but street food is definitely a lot cheaper than restaurant food. Yeah.
Restaurants definitely upcharge, and they tend to go for like a little bit more of like the Americanized, or like they try to give you like American options, whereas like street food is just like straight up Thai food. It's good, it's fresh, it's like made right in front of you, and it's just a lot more fun. So we definitely recommend street food.
Yes, and of course, drink as much coffee as you can. Thailand literally has like the best coffee. Oh my god. Coffee. It's like ever since I came back to the States, I'm just like, oh man, I miss Thai coffee so much. But yes, stay away from restaurants. Eat all the street food that you can. And lots of coffee.
Okay guys, we had to switch cameras really quick. Our camera died, so we're here now. Okay guys, so tip number 18 is to eat on the mainland. So we mean that if you guys are in Thailand and you're trying to get the full experience, you're trying to go from the mainland to you're trying to go from the city to the country to the islands, make sure you try to eat as much food as you can when you're still in the cities. And then once you go out to the country or the more rural areas, they're not going to have as much variety of food. So eat as much as you can in the city. And then especially when you get to the islands, there's not going to be a lot of variety of food. Food gets very simple in the islands. And so make sure you really, really take advantage of eating all the food that you want in the city. Tip number 19. Depending on when you are traveling, obviously November, December, I would say are like the most popular season and most popular time to travel. It's personally some of my favorite time to travel. But if you guys want to save money on your tickets getting to Thailand, especially if you're flying from the States, start looking for tickets, airplane tickets, in March, April, or May, in order to get like the cheapest or the best flights to get you to Thailand in November or December. That's when we found our tickets, and it was really cheap, and we're finding that to be a pretty common cycle. And so make sure you guys take advantage of that. I also say that November and December are a great time to travel because the weather is great. Monsoon season and the rainy season has passed, and so you really have a higher chance of just getting like the best weather possible. Anytime from, I would say, like August to October is rainy season, and then anytime from like January, like end of January to July is just hot muggy weather.
And last but not least, when you are traveling, just be respectful, you guys. I mean, I think it's just really important to just respect the culture, and yeah, just try and learn as much as you can. You can have fun too, but you can also be respectful.
A couple things to just keep in mind is that they're really, really respectful of the royal family there. So make sure you guys are just as respectful to the royal family. Don't do anything that's going to be disrespectful. For the most part, everyone's, very much like, it's just like relax, cool, and so just don't do anything that might get you in trouble. Or anything that's going to deem you as like disrespectful, because Thai people, they're very respectful, but they're also very like shy. Like they're never going to tell you that you're being disrespectful, but they will like notice it, and it's not a good thing to be noticed for. And they're very cool and like already opening so much of their country to us as visitors, and so being respectful is always the least you can do. All right, you guys, so that was our 20 tips, the best 20 tips that we can give you guys to fully enjoy your Thailand trip. Hopefully you found these tips helpful, and hopefully you can use them for the next time you're planning a trip to Thailand. We love Thailand, and so if we missed anything or if you have any questions, make sure you comment down below and let us know, ask us your questions, or feel free to always message us. We are more than happy to talk with you and to you guys about Thailand.
Right. All right, guys, and if you guys thought these tips were really helpful, and if you guys liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to follow us on all our social medias, and of course, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. But until then, we'll see you guys in our next video. Peace.